Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show tonight. Tonight's guest, we have a return guest,
I'm back.
Marquis Mitchell. He's back, and he was here a few days ago, and it was so good I had to bring him back because he got something to say, and I feel that it's necessary for him to say it and for you to hear what he's saying, and listen to it because you can get something out of it.
That's a good feeling, brother.
We got people on the show here that we bring on for reasons. These are returned citizens that's come home from incarceration for long periods of time, and they went in and they got their tube bag full. They got full of stuff in their tube bag and they're using it. So I want you to listen to what the brother had to say, and by all means get something out of it that you can put in your tube bag and fill it up.
Please.
We want to bring back Brother Mitchell and allow him to come back and open the tube bag and give you something. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
And
Thank you
welcome
for
back
having
to
me.
the show.
Yeah.
And
Here we are.
the beginning of the show, I didn't say welcome home. I want to say welcome home. And it's a privilege to have you home.
Yes, it is.
It's a privilege to have you home doing the work that you're doing. Welcome home.
Thank you, brother.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate
Yes,
that.
sir.
That means a lot coming from you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Now you home, and you said something in the last segment that I didn't know, about your near-death experience
Absolutely.
because you was on your way out of here. If you stayed up
Absolutely.
under the water, you'd have been gone. Okay.
Absolutely.
But God had something else for you to do. He
Yes,
brought
he
you
did.
back for a reason.
Yes, he
and
did.
you came back, and you were most definitely doing His work.
Absolutely.
Right. And so I want to continue our conversation on our last segment. I want to bring it back. And what are you doing now?
Well, right now I'm running a nonprofit organization called Soldiers Progression.
Okay.
That accident really turned my clock on.
Mm-hmm.
It let me know that there's not much time to do what's necessary, so get it done now.
Right.
So immediately after that accident, when I became able to move, I got a couple of people around me, a small team, and that's good. That's all it took.
Sure.
And we got that organization solidified with the feds. We became a nonprofit, and now we out there. We pushing material. We looking to have a book published at the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Our rep program runs through 4 modules: identification, examination, execution, and expansion. First module, identification. How can you do anything if you don't know what you got?
Right.
If you know anything about Moses, the first time God showed Moses what he had, he threw it down and ran from it.
Yeah.
And that's how unfamiliar we can get with the things that we are closely in possession with. And that very staff that Moses threw down was the very staff that he used to raise over his head, and God used to part the Red Sea with. Absolutely. So our first module is identification. It's to examine what you have inside of you. And then we go into examination. We have to be sensitive right here because most people discover through this module that they not who they thought they were. And then the work really begins.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Then we move on to execution. After we examine what we have, we got to learn how to use it. We got to find our genre to work it. And we gonna work it and work it and work it and work it. And it's like having clay in your hand and it becomes marred. Well, all you do is start all over. But you start all over with the clay that you have, and it's okay. And you just mold it, and you learn how to work it till it becomes a vase or whatever thing that you're forming with that clay. And then once you understand about that clay, once it hardens and go through its own process, then it becomes a vase.
Yes.
And that's where expansion comes in at.
Gotcha.
Now that vase, you can fill that vase up. You can put quarters in it, water in it.
Yeah.
You could be on the corner doing things with that vase that you otherwise couldn't have did if you didn't know what you had, if you didn't know how to use it, and if you didn't know how to work it.
Yes.
It's very, very simple, but
Yes. Yeah.
but it's self application. Like you have to be willing to be honest with thyself, and the work will be done. Like the program will not do the work for you.
Right.
The program will give you the tools that's necessary to give you the results that you desire, if you really desire these results. If you come in here playing, we're going to let you know you playing.
Yeah.
And you wasting your own
That's what you
time.
have to do.
Absolutely.
That's what you have to do. Wake them up, shake them.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
That's what God did to me. Shook my tree up.
Yes,
And
yes.
when he shook my tree up, soldiers came out my tree.
Yeah.
Rep came out my tree.
Yeah.
Service came out my tree.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Mentorship came out my tree.
Yes.
And I ain't doing nothing special, brother. All I'm doing is telling them what he told me.
Exactly. Just passing it on.
Absolutely.
Passing it on. Okay, so today you have a nonprofit in Southern California. You come up for this interview from Southern California.
From Glendale to be exact.
From
Absolutely.
Glendale to do this interview.
Absolutely.
And-
It's
and-
important to do this interview.
Yes,
The
yes,
people
it's
must
very
hear
important.
what's going on
Right.
with the people that's trying to create not obstacles but platform for people to change on.
Right.
We trying to create another door. We trying to change the narrative, but most importantly, we trying to set people on purpose.
Right.
You was set on purpose. I was set on purpose. So
Right.
now there's the greater need to go help somebody else
Sure.
be set on purpose.
Sure. Sure.
We don't want to give them something that they don't have. No, we want to help them discover what they do have,
Sure.
so they can set themselves on purpose and activate with that.
Right, right.
So their lives can be changed, so they can quit looking for something that they just not gonna get.
Right.
I got a saying, if you give America something that she can't give herself, she'll pay you for it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Instead of you coming to go work, no, brother, come do business.
Yes.
But what is your business?
Right.
Do you have business?
Right.
You do. You're wrapped up with something.
Yes.
We just want to help you discover that something so you can go to the next level with it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Okay. So now you have a organization that's going on, and it's to help people come home from incarceration that's already here, that's incarcerated on the street, change their lives to what they should be.
Absolutely. We want to change their perception.
Mm-hmm.
It's a theory called social learning theory, to where people learn new behaviors by watching the behaviors of others.
Mm-hmm.
It's ironic how a young man can have a certain tendency and see nothing wrong with it, but watch a movie and curse it. It's ironic. It's one instance, we show a video, Men's Society, a clip where Kane and O-Dog is out in front of Kane's grandmother's house, and O-Dog is approached, or Kane is approached by another individual that has some questions about his cousin that Kane is having relations with. And long story short, they fight the dude and they stump him out in front of his grandmama's house. And we ask people, what do you see with that? What do you recognize? Give me the first thing you recognize. They never talk about the children playing. They never talk about the bystanders. One thing that's very, very scary, they never talk about Kane and Kane's grandmama and grandpapa in the house just 2 feet away. That's giving him a place to stay. Now, what if they take the scope on him? If this was you house, why? Better question. Why have you done it in front of somebody's house?
Yeah.
Because you didn't see it like that. For it.
Right.
No, he didn't get respect.
Right.
That's a false sense of respect.
Right.
What he did was
Definitely.
he incurred more destruction upon himself, because at the end of the movie, that very act cost him his life.
Yeah.
But the little kid,
Sure
the little kid that thought you got respect, didn't know that. All he knows is, I don't see Kane no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. But
It is. You know, education is deep, man. You know, and you're educating people the way they should be educated. You know, some people get education and they get it the wrong way, and they take it the wrong way.
well, what the simple things are like. We want people to be who they are. But if you don't know who you are, then you'll be caught chasing a tail, trying to be something that you're not.
Right.
And then you'll find yourself in front of strangers that will tell you what they think of you.
Yes.
Why does a judge sentence a man to 52 years for robbery? Do you know why? Because he don't recognize himself in that man.
Yeah.
You just did something animalistic in his eye view.
Yeah.
You just did something that's beyond reason in his scope of thinking.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, you ain't even human to him. It's no different than black people going through the oppression that they're going through, and then the people who are oppressive don't feel nothing about it, because to them, you're not human.
Not even human. Not even human.
You're not even real.
Yeah.
That's why they can do it, and they do it to such a severity level and knock you down time after time, time after time. You're not human. So therefore, until you realize you're human, until you realize you have some value, until you realize you have something, ain't nobody else gonna realize it.
Yeah.
I can be the same person that they told me I was. I got a book coming out at the end of this year called The Bad Guy Good Enough for Jesus. I had the DA sit there and argue with the judge, tell the judge, this is a bad guy, Your Honor. They're arguing in the courtroom now because he cannot get the sentence that he wants to get. He cannot get the time on me that he wants to get. And he called me a bad guy. Now, I can take that and I can run with that and say, you know what? I am what they said I am, but I'm not.
Right.
I'm what God said I am.
Right. Exactly.
But I only discovered that by opening up his book and looking in the mirror. And he said that I am greatly loved and highly favored. He said that I am free. Whosoever will believe. That's what he said. And see, I had to take that, believe that opposed to everything that was going on around me, even through the voices that I can hear, physical voices, telling me, pointing at me, telling me what I am. There was always something in me telling me, no, I'm not that. I'm just not seeing it right.
Right.
I'm just not producing it in the right way.
Right.
I'm just not where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And I know that from experience, because once I start seeing it right, once I start applying what I believed, I ended up everywhere that I'm sitting in here. I'm sitting here on the TV show.
That's right.
Talking about what needs to be talked about.
Yes.
On purpose.
Yes.
I can be somewhere else.
Yes. Yes.
But because of what I believe, and because of the application of that belief, I'm sitting in your chair, brother, talking to the people about things that they need to know. That's real. This ain't no myth, brother.
No.
These are real things that you can touch if you will believe them.
Yeah, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people looking at this. Yes, and they gonna get something from. That's why I want you back here today, because you got something to say, and you're saying it, and you're saying it so plain and clear. If they can't get this, Ray Charles was blind.
This is authentic, brother.
Yes.
This is not something I read in a book. This is not something that I fabricated. No, these are things that I went through, and I got out of the fire. And I got out of the fire because they were so personal. These are things that I was holding on to. See, I know how it is to sit in the cell and not hear nothing from God, but feel His peace all around me because ain't nothing happening to me. See, I know how it is to have a locker full of canteen and not have to go to the child hall, but not hear from my family. You understand what I'm saying? I know how it is to sit at a table and write all day. When people asking me, when you gonna start writing, man? And do this time, and they not knowing that I was doing time. And now everything I wrote, brother, about to be published, brother. Now I'm set on purpose, on purpose for free.
Right.
Now I write my own checks, brother.
And for reasons.
I write my own checks now, brother. I'm not knocking on people's door asking them for checks now.
Right.
And I'm not saying that to gloat.
Right.
I'm just saying that the work was put in when it was necessary.
For a reason.
I chose to do something according to what I believe instead of hopping in the pond with everybody else. The pond will leave you restricted, brother.
Sure
It's an ocean out there. And if you don't understand that there's an ocean out there, instinctively, what does the sea turtle do, Elamine? The sea turtle never seen ocean, never been in water. And he hatches on the beach shore.
That's right.
And what he do? Instinctively. He doesn't sit in the sand. Instinctively, he goes to the ocean with the threat of the birds in the air that's waiting on him to hatch.
That's right.
Now, we know that some don't make it. But we know more make it because we sitting there talking about it. And they still reproducing. That's the reality.
That's right.
I didn't stay in the pond, brother.
Right.
I knew that there was something greater than what I can see and what I can hear, and I believed in it.
Yes.
I didn't stop there.
Yes.
And I kept going. Even with this company, you have people telling me what I can and what I cannot do. I went to the county jail, and I gave a sermon in the county jail. They gave me a 24-hour pass, Elamine. So now I'm walking behind the same confines, talking to the same officers who locked me up, talking to the same body of law enforcement who tried to have me killed. Now I got the keys. I gave a sermon in there. I've submitted my application, brother. 3 months later, they denied me. I was just there.
Is that right, Al?
Absolutely. I was just there. I was just in there talking to you. You gave me an interview. I had an interview with the sergeant. I had an interview with the watch commander. Then I had 2 more interviews with all the chaplains. And then you tell me, no, Mr. Mitchell, try again.
Is that right?
No, we know opposition is real. And it's only real because truth is present.
Yes.
And they would never allow truth to just come in just so freely.
No, they wouldn't. They won't allow that.
Especially when it's not truth that's trying to promote itself.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what God did for me.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you what God will do for you.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you ain't got to be in here fighting your brother. You ain't got to be in here mad at your brother. You in here together. The best thing you can do is come together.
That's right.
Your answer is right next to you.
That's right.
Your answer ain't on the outside. Your answer ain't on the phone that you keep trying to get on. Your answer is right next to you. I had a cellie. His name is Abdullah Mubashir. Greg Mitchell by government name. And this young man, he was able to do so many people's paperwork to get them back before the courts. And it was some people that refused to ask for help because of his race or because of the neighborhood he was from.
Isn't that something?
And you know what? Unfortunately, and I say this with a heavy heart, unfortunately, those men who refuse to ask for help are still sitting there.
Still sitting there.
And the men who ask for help are gone.
Yeah.
Because the answer is right next to them.
Yeah.
And if they don't understand that you have to be unified first, because God is unified, and you got to have love. You ain't got to like me, brother.
Right.
But look in the mirror and see yourself. I'm human. We all woke up with a common, oh, Lord have mercy. We all woke up with a common concern.
Right. Right.
Is my heart going to keep on beating? Because you that human. No one wants to wake up with a heart that ain't going to work.
No.
So look at me
No.
and see me for that.
Yeah.
And understand, brother, hey, I'm just like you.
That's right.
We may have different viewpoints. We may believe in different things. That's okay. But at the end of the day, you go to the bathroom like I go to the bathroom.
Just like me.
You got to eat like I got to
like
eat.
me. Right.
But most importantly, you got to get out this cage like I want to get out this cage.
Right.
And guess what? It ain't about getting out. What we going to do when we get out?
Get out. What we going to do?
Because if we don't know that, brother, guess what? They sitting there right there with the same handcuffs. Telling you,
That's
you
right.
might not go back to this cell, but you going to go to one like it.
One of them. You're going to go back to one of them. That's right. And that's what they tell you when you leave. We'll see you when you get back. We'll see you when you get back. What do you mean by that? You see when I get back. What do you mean by that?
Because you won't see your brother in yourself, and you won't see yourself in your brother.
Yeah. What about you?
Absolutely.
You just drove up. You want to bring him in?
Yeah, bring the brother in. You got to bring him in. You got to bring. If he didn't showed up, he must know I was back. If he didn't showed up, you got to bring him in, brother.
Go get him. We can interrupt him.
You got to bring him in.
Go get him. We can interrupt him. We're gonna keep the show going. But we're gonna keep it going. We just brought in another. We're gonna bring in another brother, Marquis Mitchell. We're gonna bring him in and allow him to come and say part of something that needs to be said and things.
Hey, Wendell.
Yes, sir.
You know you're only recording until like 3. I'm not sure.
Until 3?
Yeah, because we have a producer.
You're right.
2 to 3. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's end this. Then we're going to end this.
Okay.
And we bring it back again.
Absolutely.
We got to bring it back again.
It'd be my pleasure, brother.
Yeah, we
Anytime, brother.
Until 3. We're going to bring it back again because this is good. This is good. We got 2 shows, but we're gonna bring it back again in some months or some weeks when it's convenient for you.
Oh man, whenever the schedule will allow me, man, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here for the people.
But we're gonna make this happen.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming, man.
Absolutely,
I
man.
appreciate you today. I appreciate you tomorrow. I appreciate you for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. And I want to tell people also you can continue to follow me on Unbroken at Marquis Mitchell on Instagram. You can also check my website out, soldiersprogression.org. That's SOULJAS progression.org. Come check us out, see what we're doing as a nonprofit, and enjoy yourself. We need people that believe in the movement. We need people that believe in redemption, but most importantly, we need people that believe in purpose. Help us self-activate this. We love you. We appreciate you. God bless you.
And thank you again, my brother. And watch the show every Saturday night on Channel 29 at 7 o'clock prime time. And if you have any feedback to enhance our program, call the studio. Give me some
Please.
feedback. Let me know what I can do to enhance it. Thank you and have a good evening.